I personally don't feel comfortable.
That was almost really bad.
When we bought this camper, I had to set it up by myself. I didn't know what I was doing. Literally, I didn't even know where the sewer hookup was. Oh, you want to tell them about yesterday? Welcome to a late night sesh with yours truly. I'll be your tour guide as we go through this packing up the camper. Chase is laughing at me.
Do a great job.
Oh, thanks, babe. Anyways, it is much later than I wanted to start this video. Like, it is almost 10 o'clock past my bedtime. We ended up staying up much later, hanging out with the manager, people who work here, our neighbors, which is totally fine. I am not gonna complain about that whatsoever. I'd rather put this off and go hang out with them than come in here and do all this stuff. Anyways, the lighting might be a little bit off because of that, but you know what? This is honestly real life. We are not going to be any different. It really won't take me that long to get some stuff done. I usually do this routine the day before, just so that way in the morning time, everything can just be a lot quicker. So actually, Chase asked me earlier today how I learned about packing up the camper, what works best, how I got quick at this. The first time we moved the camper, y'all are gonna laugh at this, I actually had 2 different tea sets with me, and I had to wrap all of it to move over here. And I had some other breakables that I wrapped as well. And I was like, you know what? This stinks. I don't like doing this. I don't want to be wrapping stuff. And so you know what? I sold all those, and I have become very conscious of anything that breaks in the camper, because when you're driving down the road with this thing, it is like a earthquake. We're gonna go through this really quick. I've done a few things that have helped to where I don't have to take stuff out and wrap it or just leave it be, so that way I'm not having to move stuff. My goal is to be able to pull out of the campground if need be an emergency within an hour. That is my absolute goal. So in this cabinet are my mugs, if you can kind of see them. I've actually gotten rid of quite a few mugs. I know I still have quite a few, but there are 2 that are dirty, and then I have these, and then this mug as well. So we're gonna pull these out. I also have a mason jar, and a few other things that may be wrapped as well, and a cake stand dome type thing. So I'll show you what I use. I actually use a collapsible tote. It's an Instacrate. You can get these at Costco. I already had these because of doing farmers markets a while ago, and so I would transport a lot of my stuff with these. So they just pop up, and there you go, just like that. So I have a couple of these. Honestly, I need to get rid of some because I really only need one now. But my goal is to be able to fit breakables into this and be able to wrap them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in that cabinet, grab something breakable, and we're gonna wrap stuff. I'm gonna show you how we do it. I'm gonna make this really fast because I wanna go to bed. So I have this. We're going to move to the floor. We're all friends here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'll just use a blanket that we already have in this. Yes, I have cake plates in the camper, no judgment. And so what I'll do is I will wrap this one up first, and then I will grab all my mugs. And what I'll do is I'll kind of just like weave them in and out. So I'll get like one and I'll put them here, and I'll kind of just do it to where it's not touching each other is my goal. So that way we're not breaking anything. See how I do this. So I'm just gonna kind of like wrap it as much as I can here. So I usually put the bigger ones at the bottom, so that way there's a little bit more sturdiness. And then I just kind of like weave them to where they're all kind of just stuffed in there. But I've gotten rid of a lot of mugs because I don't like packing up the camper. It is probably like one of my least favorite things to do. And if I can make the process for myself smoother and quicker, I will do whatever. If you're thinking, why does this take me so long to do? I would reevaluate what you're having to put up and think, do I actually really need this? Because you would be surprised, you probably don't need it. I've gotten rid of a ton of mugs, a ton of breakables. I also have some other cake plates, and I actually have a couple of teacups and saucers that Chase and I will use, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I like to be fancy and have a cup of tea. And I will actually keep them in one of these suitcases down here, and I keep it wrapped all the time. So I never have to rewrap it. When I use the teacup and the saucer. If I'm going to use it where we're at somewhere, I'll leave it out. But then if I'm not using it, I will wrap it and I will put it back there. Because if I can already have a home that's going to be safe for it on travel day, I'd rather do that. That's what I do. So that's done. Oh, there's one more thing we need to get. Follow me. In here, dun, 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 is some of my kitchen stuff. I have a lot of to-go containers just because of Chase's work. I'll meal prep a lot of his lunches and stuff. So I do have a lot of containers. I like using the Pyrex glass ones. I've had them for a very long time. They've not shattered or chipped or anything like that. So I highly recommend getting those, or I will try to find a link for these. I actually, don't tell on me, but I actually took these from culinary school. We would put our meals, anything that we took home, we would put them in these. And so I've just reused them. And they're great because they're clear, they're plastic, and all the lids fit the same size, even the smaller ones. So I will use these a lot. But we're going to arrange this real quickly to where if stuff shifts, it will be fine. So we're gonna arrange this real quickly, mainly like this part right here, because I do have a wired shelf right here. So this Pyrex is actually going to go in our tub, and I'll use the lid to kind of separate stuff so they're not hitting up against other things. So that way it's quicker. And then that can go there. We'll put ice cubes right here. You just have to remember that when your camper goes down the road, everything is going to shake. Now, I would like to have a different scenario for this, and I think in the future I will figure something better out for this, but for right now, that's what it's going to be. This down here should be good. Let's put this Pyrex bowl in the container. Let's get up. Done. That's pretty much it. That is clear. Now, what we're going to do is go through. This shelf right here has like bowls and plates and stuff. What I like to do is, because they're gonna like bang up against each other and stuff, what I'll do is I'll get a bowl and I'll put like a cup in it or something to where it's not rattling around. And it's easier to do that for me. And then, see, look. So you see the bowls have cups in it. That has the plates have cups in it. And now we're good to go. So that is that. We're gonna open up the cabinets, just double check everything. Everything should be fine. I like to use these. They're for baby proofing, but I will use these for the cabinets right here. Cabinet like this, I don't use them for, obviously. Just about all the cabinets will get one of these. I haven't had anything fly out from using these, and they're awesome. So I'll put a link to these. I got them at Walmart in the baby section. Get you some of these. So we are going to just put it through. I'm trying to do it in one hand here. Put it through that, like that. Push. And then good to go. So we're going to do the rest of these. Everything should pretty much be already good. A few things I have learned is, for myself, is baskets are a great thing in the camper because everything's already in it and it's not going to shift around and stuff. That's what's worked best for me. I like clear baskets because I can see what's in them, and I also like the felt baskets because they can fit into funkier spots and they're not so rigid. So I like both of those. We actually travel with Buzz, Woody, and Slinky. Chase will put them on the back ladder with some zip ties, and it's just fun for the kids. So I'll definitely let you all see it tomorrow when it's go time. But yeah, I'm gonna put these on the chair and then get the rest of this locked up. Good to go. I try to do as many as I can the night beforehand because, I mean, honestly, it doesn't even take that much during the day. But for me, if I can just eliminate as much as I can the night beforehand, it just helps me out. So I'm not having to like feel like I'm stressed, even though I'm not stressed. I'm only at not even 15 minutes right now. This one and this one right here, that one gets one is also. Everything is just about done. I'm gonna take my piano stand off and it goes right in. You can see it. It goes into Kenai's little cave because it's all stuffed, so it's not gonna hurt anything. If you have a TV, you make sure you latch it. We're literally going through all the steps because I did not know what to do when I first started, and I had to learn for myself. So here you go. These latches are a little different, so depend on your camper or if you even need it. So there you go. So that's pretty much the living room. I will put in the morning, the piano goes on the bed with some pillows around it, and I'll take the stand down. I'll show you how to do that in the morning because we need the bed. This section has the snacks. We do not buy food from the gas station or snacks from the gas station. The only time we really stop is if we need gas or if someone really has to go to the bathroom. I have a reusable bag that I'll put all the snacks in. And there's just like, went to Costco earlier today to stock up on some snack stuff and show you what we're going to use. Also, this cabinet is not organized very well, so no judgment. All right, so our favorite go-to snacks, if you can get these at Costco, that's what I usually try to get them. We like the chomp beef sticks. They look like that. They're really good. And then Costco just started carrying the mini ones, so I grabbed back some of those. So those will go in our, these are actually Archer ones though. They look the same. Chomps, and then these are Archers. So I'll put some beef sticks in our snack bag. Got some like fruit strip stuff. Those will go in there as well. I try to pack healthy snacks just because you're in the car for a while. That's It bars. These are really good too. It's literally apples and blueberries. That's it. I also got these at Costco. If you can see it with the glare. They're called Jones Bar. These are actually pretty good. Also Costco, I haven't seen these. Again, at Costco, it's kind of like a rare thing, but I will put some of these in our as well. What's your favorite go-to snack for the car?
Favorite go-to snack, probably Perfect Bar.
Oh, Perfect Bars. I'll show you those all in a second.
I mean, those are the Jones Bar. Those are good. I mean,
yeah, these are good too.
I haven't had what are they, Chomps?
Chomps. They got the minis and the regular ones.
I like the red
oh,
ones. Which
Chase
is
likes the
you.
bigger ones.
They're right behind you if you want to grab it.
Chase likes these ones.
Yes, those are.
Chase is in his PJs. It's just a shirt and pajama bottoms, but yeah. So he likes these as well. Sometimes Costco doesn't carry these. If I find them at Costco, I'll usually buy a couple bags of them. These ones are really good too. These are the PB&J ones, if you can see. These are really good. So those will go in the bag. So what I'll do is I'll have all of the non-refrigerated snacks will go in one of these bags. And then if Chase is hungry or if I'm hungry, it's really easy to find this bag because I'll show you where I put it in a second. So all these snacks go in here. All of these I got at Costco, as you can tell. I have a Costco thing. If we're going somewhere for the day, I will always try to have a snack bag, or I'll put these, I'll show you the tub I put these in, because sometimes you don't know how long you're going to be out for the day. So I'll always try to throw some stuff in this tub I'm going to show you, so that way we don't have to buy anything when we're out. All right, I'm going to lock this one up. All right, so here's the tub I was talking about. I got this at Walmart. A lot of our water bottles are very oddly shaped. I will put all of our water bottles in this tub, and hold on a second. I put them in this tub so that way they don't move around in the back, because it just gets so annoying to hear clinging and stuff. So all of our water bottles will be put into this tub, and then the snacks will also be put into this tub. Now, if we are going for multiple days in a row, like the video we did about going from Virginia to Colorado, we bought a case of water bottle from Costco, or a couple cases. But because this is only like a 6-hour drive, it should take us maybe 8 hours at the max. I don't need a case of water. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. I'm gonna fill them later. All right, so all of our water bottles fit in here. Nothing's gonna like move around, and the snack bag fits. What are you doing? Chase is making noise.
If y'all don't have one of these for your vents,
yeah, it's a, I'll put a link to it.
Camco,
it's a reflective side, and then fluffy on the other side.
Sherpa, whatever on the end.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to my awesome new travel hack thing. So this will go with us pretty much anywhere we go. I try to have water bottles in here because you can see all of our water bottles are they're not the same size, and I got tired of them. We got tired of them hitting up against each other in the back and all that. But this is kind of like our go-to tub for anything. We'll have snacks in here and water, and this will be plenty for tomorrow. So I'm gonna fill up the water bottles, and this fits right behind me on the floor in the truck. Perfect room, never had a problem with it. So, yep. All of my oils or liquid stuff is in this tub. I used to pull them out and put them in one of those collapsible tubs because I was afraid of something falling over and spilling everywhere. But I got this tub, I believe at Walmart. I wish it was clear, but it still works. And it's pretty flimsy to where it's easy to pull in and out. I absolutely love this. So anything that's like liquidy or I'm afraid that it's gonna break will actually be put in that tub. And I've never had a problem. I actually had some avocado oil accidentally dump over and it spilled, and it just spilled in the bucket. And it's easy to wipe up and stuff. So I recommend doing that. A lot of my Nordic ware baking pans are up there. I have no shame. I love my bundt pans and Nordic ware pans. I have these strategically placed up there to where they're not really going to shift that much. And so when I'm done with them, I put them back in the same spot. So that way I don't have to like repack it when the time comes. So everything is already up there in that one. This cabinet right here, this is under the sink. I have sheet pans, cutting boards, pizza pans, stuff like that. And they're all stacking up right here. Well, I don't want it to fall and hit the pipe right there. So what I'll do is I will lay them down, kind of shift it. Now it's all on the ground on top of each other. It's good to go. Now I had some people ask, I made a community post, I guess is what you call them. Make sure you follow us on YouTube because sometimes I will ask questions of like what y'all want to see. That way I make sure in these videos I share what y'all want to see. We're making videos that I wish was available when we first started. Yeah, so someone asked about food. When it's long travel days like this, I will buy cold brew coffee, the concentrated one, and then I will dilute it with water. So that's what I'm doing for coffee tomorrow. I'll show you tomorrow morning when I pack up our lunchbox what we're gonna do for lunches, because like I said, we don't stop. We don't go into the gas station to buy anything. I have my to-go cup I will leave out here, and we can zip this one up. If I needed to get to this in the morning, I will leave this like here. That way I know, kind of like a reminder, hey, don't forget to grab something out of here. But since I already have it, we can just go ahead and close it. We're just gonna close the stove because I am not making breakfast on the stove tomorrow. And that is pretty much it. The only thing I need to do tomorrow is move the piano. I will put my laptop in a backpack because I'm going to try to do some editing while we're in the car. All I have left is my electronics over there. That will be put down and the fan will be put down on the side. That's pretty much it. I don't have any decor. I'm not a big like decor person. I just don't, it's just not my thing. I do have a few fall items that I'll show y'all that maybe next week or so that I use, but for the most part, that's pretty much it. The Berkey will be put down. Anything that's on the countertops will obviously be put down. I need to do some dishes. I did buy a few things at Walmart today because I feel like we've just been needing them in the truck lately. And one is floss pick things. I honestly think you just need to have them in your car. Hand wipes, because for lunchtime, even if you're super clean, you get stuff on your hands. These will be put in the truck. I always feel like we kind of need them. And then Germex. So this will be put in the truck as well. Lens cleaner and a lens wipe for the truck, because I just don't like bringing my lens cleaner and lens wipes back and forth from the truck. I like to leave one in the truck and one in the camper. So that's what's gonna happen. But that is pretty much it. I have just learned for myself that simpler is better. Less stuff just really helps me mentally with everything. So if you have a problem or if you get stressed out with traveling with your camper, I encourage you to get rid of stuff. I have gotten rid of a lot of things or shifted stuff around to where it doesn't take me long at all to maneuver stuff around. Like it's 10:30. That took me a half hour. And that is if I actually pay attention and just get it done. This flag will go on the couch, as well as the Starlink. I'll show you how we do that as well. I know the Starlink might be different for everyone depending on your setup and your rig. The outside, we didn't really have outside stuff because we weren't allowed to have fires, so the solo stove didn't come out. We did have a few chairs, but they'll come right in here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll do my best to show you everything in the morning, so that way maybe kind of helps you out of what we do. Yeah, I'll see you in the morning. It is currently not 7 yet, but I am going to hold down the toilet for Chase. Flushing the tanks. We like to hold down the toilet bowl for a while he's flushing it. That way we don't have anything in our tanks when we travel. We don't travel with any water. We just don't see the need for it for us personally, since we're only going to be 6 hours away. And we don't use our camper to go to the bathroom. When we're traveling, we always just use rest stops or gas stations, so we don't even really need water in here. We're going to put the piano up here, so I'll show you how I do that. Also, I apologize for all the LEDs and stuff. It's still kind of dark outside. Here we go. I just slide it, put pillows around it. It's never moved, so I'm not worried about it moving. That way it's not hitting up against our dresser. And then, also another thing we do, always make sure you lock your little doors that need to. All of our shampoo and stuff get put on the ground, and then also going to close that right there, so that way the sliding door doesn't open. And let me show you what all we need to do now. I like to use a blanket to put up against the wall, so that way it doesn't scratch up the walls. So you can kind of see how I just put it up against any sharp type objects you have. Just make sure you put something up against the wall so that way it doesn't scratch it too much, because I don't want my stuff to get scratched against it. That way that doesn't move. It's there. So for lunches, since Chase eats and drives for the most part, he prefers something that he can hold in his hand, so like a wrap or a sandwich. And so sometimes if I plan ahead of time, I will actually make it, but I didn't. And so I'll just buy pre-made wraps at, the grocery store. So since we went to Costco, Costco had some wraps, and I bought that. And I bought this other salad thing. We'll just eat that on the road, or if we stop for gas, Chase will have some as we're filling up. But for the most part, we never buy lunches at the gas station. We always just eat what we have, and it's just worked out that way for us. We prefer to do that. It's just a lot cheaper, and we don't stop and make lunches in the camper. We've just never been a huge stop and make lunch in the camper. One, because the only thing you can really get to once all the slides are in, and I'll show y'all, is the fridge. So you can't really do anything. You can't get to the utensils or anything like that. There's really no point of stopping and making lunch. That's just for us. Plus, kind of just waste time. Like that's just for us. I know a lot of people love to stop and eat their lunch. We just don't, because we just like to get to our destination. Especially today, we want to be able to get to our place around maybe 4 o'clock is what we're hoping, so that way we can set up and be able to kind of relax the rest of the day there. So that is the goal. Now that all the water bottles are done, we can move this into the truck. Kina, are you ready? All right, so we have these wraps from Costco. We're gonna throw in carrots, another apple over there, oranges, and then these are the bars. These are Perfect Bar. Get these at Costco. These are the best. Chase is raising the stabilizers right now. Got some cheese sticks, grapes, this lunchbox. That's actually Chase's lunchbox. I'll put a link to it if you need a lunchbox. I highly recommend it. It's easy to clean and all that stuff. So, all right, so the Starlink sits right there. I'm going to disconnect from the modem, and then the actual Starlink, you can kind of see, there's a little, it's really hard to tell. There's a hole right here that it feeds out. So I'll just kind of give it a little push through, and then I'll pull it out from the other side. But you can kind of see it right there. And then I'll just kind of wiggle it out. I do that. That's kind of my thing now. So that way it's one less thing for Chase to do outside. And then, what are you working on? Sewer hose. Oh, nice. We got these containers at Costco that hold our nasty hose. Yeah, they do. They hold all the nasty stuff in. Back to Starlink. You can see how we feed it through is where it comes out, and so I just kind of have to manhandle it a little bit, but grab our good old Starlink. They do have Wi-Fi at this RV park, but Starlink just works better for us. I use the Wi-Fi a little bit, but it didn't really reach well for where we're at. We just used our Starlink. Another thing I forgot to mention last night when we were packing the camper up, anything in the rear, oh, it's dark. Anything in the rear of your camper is gonna bounce a lot more. And so I used to put like fragile stuff in the very rear, but it would just break like crazy. So I don't put anything in the rear of the camper. Really, middle and up, wherever the wheels are, is kind of where you need to put your fragile stuff so that way it doesn't break. But Starlink sits right there. Kenai, what are you doing? Haven't had a problem with it being right there. We don't have a case for it. It just stays right there. It hasn't moved. And then the modem, we'll just wrap it. I've just put a blanket, half it, and then just leave it on the couch, and then we're good to go. And then our flag gets put right there as well. The only thing left to do is the Berkey, which we'll do that right now. And then I'll use a trash bag, just so that way if it does like tip over, the water won't spill everywhere. I'll put it right over there. I'll kind of put it in between. Ta-da! That is not going anywhere. And then I always clean out Kenai's food, water bowls at least, and then he's got a travel one that will go in the truck. Now for the fridge, we don't travel with our fridge on. I know a lot of people will travel with it on propane. I personally don't feel comfortable with it traveling with propane on. So I just make sure that for the most part, everything's kind of secure in the fridge. Now, if we are doing multiple days in a row, like this video where we went from Virginia to Colorado, everything will be put in that ice chest right there. And I try to do it to where there's not much food anyway, but whatever food we do have goes in that ice chest for a couple days, and it will hold pretty well. So that's what we do. I just make sure that everything's kind of secure and kind of tight together. So I'll show you. So here's some food. So stuff like this to where it's all secure. That didn't fit in a lunchbox, but we'll eat that when we get to the campground. But stuff that's all, see how it's kind of all tight together, so that way it doesn't shift. Anything like on the bottom drawer too, like if I have containers that could possibly spill, I will put in the bottom little drawer basket, so if it does spill, it's going to be easy to clean up. Almost forgot, need to, and I really don't have to, but just do it anyway. Got to put the sink fridge on. I just dump everything in there, and then we're good to go. So yeah, let's go check on Chase. Nice.
Throw that away.
Yeah, throw it away. What were you working on?
I was checking the wheel bearings, make sure they had enough grease in them. Just the little easy lube caps, and looks good. I just gotta check the air tire, or the tire pressure, and then tighten the lugs and check them, and then we'll be good to go.
Did you take the X tracks out?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been doing those first. I mean, I've been doing those before we pull the slides in and after we pull the slides out, because it's easier for me to get in there with the fender wells.
Yeah, not up against it.
Kind of gets a little harder for
Yeah.
I need to get 2 GoPros so that way Chase can film his stuff and I can film my stuff simultaneously. I will do probably a more in-depth when we set up, so you can kind of see when we set up, and then I guess just reverse order it when you take down. Because I honestly, when we bought this camper, I had to set it up by myself. I didn't know what I was doing. Literally, I didn't even know where the sewer hookup was. But this is what it looks like. I also don't clean or wipe anything down before we leave because honestly, there's no point. By the time we get there, there's going to be dust and stuff. So to me, there's just no point of cleaning because why waste time and cleaning materials?
Oh, you want to tell them about yesterday?
Yeah, so if you have loss of water pressure, you might need to replace your pressure regulator. This thing was so old, the hose and everything, I couldn't get the pressure regulator off of the hose, and so I just threw everything away and got new hose, new pressure regulator. That pressure is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It like blew, it blew my mind. Chase went inside and tested it out, and he came outside and he's like, you gotta come inside with me. It was a night and day experience. Unbelievable. So get you a pressure regulator. I think we're gonna start changing it every year. I think maybe just because of maybe every 6 months. We also don't use any of the blue filters. I think honestly, they're okay.
I think that would, oh yeah, the blue filters, I thought they were a waste.
Yeah, they're a waste. We would like to get something else.
Clear source.
Clear source. Like the big, they're really nice. I think we might get that.
Like they're the best.
Yeah, but the little blue ones from Walmart, I just save you the $20.
I mean, for those, it might work out well, and just looks so clean.
Really taking the hose and stuff off. Just make sure everything is shut off. Make sure there's no water in your lines whenever you're undoing the water hose, so you don't spray yourself. That's why Chase he opens these 2 valves up right here to make sure there's no water in the line so he doesn't spray himself. We have a tripod that goes right here. Recommend that.
Mister, what are you doing? Are you being a goober?
Kenai.
Are you going room in?
We have Chase check the slides before we like pull them in, just to make sure nothing's gonna be like hitting the slides or anything like that. Let me turn the fridge off. All right, that's off.
He's like, if you want your hat.
You gotta kick me out.
Gosh,
I gotta see. Yeah, he's so funny. He knows that when a hat comes on, truck ride or
yeah, he's
outside.
collecting tips for doggy treats.
All right, right. There's the batteries in this thing.
You ready? Don't forget that. Power off first, then unplug. Just turn the breaker off, and then here's our little guys. Aren't they so cute? Yeah. Yeah.
Closed?
Yeah. Closed. Moment of truth. Check all the lights. I'm going to go ahead and lock everything. Okay. Stop. We just stopped at a rest area.
Yeah, it was not that good. I mean, stop if you need to use the restroom, maybe eat a sandwich, but I would not stay the night there.
I would not stay the night there. We're on 90 right now, Interstate 90. We are about 58 miles from Moorcroft? Sorry, Wyoming. We are in Wyoming right now. Total, we have about 2.5 hours left. We're a little over halfway. Nothing crazy has happened, which is a good thing. It's been pretty, like, this is what it's looked like for the most part. We saw some mountains here and there, but I feel like a lot of people forget that that's what a lot of Wyoming looks like. We've only stopped once, and that was to use the restroom. I don't think we'll stop for gas. I forgot to show y'all. This is Chase's lunchbox right here. So it fits perfectly right, I guess, behind the middle console. And I put the latches to where I can flip it up this way. It works out pretty good. And then the see it. The water bottles and stuff are all right there. We left the campground around 8:30, so which isn't too bad. I think our goal was to leave by 8, but we slept in a little bit. It is kind of nice to wake up early.
Monday through Thursday is the best days to travel.
Not a lot of people on the road, and it's just a little bit easier to maneuver around for the most part. I guess keep on driving, or Chase will. How much did we spend?
We spent for 29 and a half gallons, $100. Or little baby ones, not mamas or whatever.
We just pulled up to our spot and we don't have automatic leveling, so you have to use a leveler, which is totally fine. We don't have any, like, I know there's like people, they'll put like leveler stuff and they can hook it up to their phone. We don't have any of that. You always want to go side to side with your camper first and then front and down.
That slide will come every bit to right here.
Yeah.
Looks fine to me.
On both wheels, so that way when we unhook, the camper won't roll. The power, so plug that in, press the breaker,
and then wait for the green light, then you're good to go. Always make sure before you unhook, because that would stink if you don't have power and you're already unhooked. So gonna test out these new legs. This is the first time we've used them. Fingers crossed.
Moment of truth, y'all.
All right, test out these legs. Call that strap.
I think it's called like a car axle toe strap. I just know it works great for what we're doing here. Y'all, I know these things are so silly and they're 6 tons, but man, peace of mind for now. Until we get, you know, good 3-4 months, a few months on this.
Yeah.
I think just because of our situation with the legs and what has all happened, I wouldn't say it's got us on edge. I think it's just for right now, like Chase said, it's just a peace of mind because, I mean, is it a little bit much? Yes. I think probably after maybe 5 months, we'll probably sell them or something. All right, what's next, boss?
Rear stabilizer.
Rear stabilizers. Let's do the slides. Let's plug in the camper.
Turn the breaker on.
So we turned the breaker on to check that it was working. Turn it off, then plug your camper in, then turn it on, the breaker at the pedestal, and then turn the breaker on in your camper, if that makes sense. So Chase checks the slides before we open up just to make sure nothing got moved by the slides or caught by the slides, wedged in, because we've had a few things in the rear kind of get moved and not caught, nothing bad happened, but it's just good to kind of double check.
All right, go ahead.
All right, going out.
Oh, stop. Put the middle breaker on in the...
Turn that on. Set the temp to 8.
You guys been such a good trooper today.
You've been such a good boy. Have you been a good boy today?
Good?
Yeah, keep going.
Can I go all the way out?
Yeah. All right, stop. Yeah. Yep. Oh, just a hair. Yeah. I can't believe, look how close. No, you're good. That was almost really bad. So the GoPro died and we've been here for a few days now. It took me probably about an hour to finish setting up the camper. I will vacuum everything. I will wipe all the counters before I put stuff back on. So that way it's just easier to get it done. So that way the rest of the time I can kind of chill and do a little cleaning stuff here and there. But I hope that kind of helps with giving you, I guess, a real life perspective of travel days for us and what we do. If you have any questions, please leave them below. We'll try to help you out as best as we can. If you made it to the very end, one, thank you so much. This video has taken me a very long time to edit, and the fact that you've made it to the very end means the world to us. So make sure you subscribe, because if we get to 2,000 subs, we're gonna start doing YouTube lives every other month, or at least once a month, depending on Chase's work. So make sure you are subscribed. Also, there's been some people that they don't somehow see our videos, even though they're subscribed, or they say they are. So make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you hit the little bell icon so that way you don't miss a video. I hope you all have a great weekend. We love you all, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Look at that, babe. 24 pounds of boost pressure. Move! Hello. Hello. You should do that in the clip. Hello.
Oh my gosh.